A very good afternoon, friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the book launch, Will AI Dictate the Future? My name is Ricardo. It's a great privilege to be your host and MC today, not just for our guest here live at the Pan Pacific, but also to all of you watching us live online. Thank you for taking time off to join us on this very meaningful event. I like to begin all our events with 3 big rounds of applause. The first round of applause, let's give to all of us here now that we can meet each other physically, catch up again. How about a nice round of applause, everybody? Now, the second round of applause I'd like to dedicate to each and every one of the guests here today for taking time to support Dr. Anton, the new book, and also for lending support to the event in all sorts of ways. One such gentleman is Mr. Morris Alfonso from Purple. I understand that he has sponsored the disinfection of the hall and also some gifts. Can we give Mr. Morris Alfonso, a big round of applause, please? And I think the biggest round of applause we have to reserve to the man himself, Dr. Anton Ravindran, for so generously sharing his heart and his mind with all of us. Let me explain, right? His mind, of course, through this book, Will AI Dictate the Future? All right. As AI becomes more pervasive in every aspect of human life, there's an urgent need to understand it and harness it in the way that benefits mankind. Where do we begin? All the answers and more, and how we can use AI to change the world for the better in this book, right? But his heart, I think, is equally important. If you don't already know, proceeds of the author's royalties from the sale of this book will go towards the Singapore Cancer Society. Can we give Dr. Anton a big round of applause? So all this leads me to share with everybody, if you've not already done so, please make sure you get a copy of the book before you leave today. In fact, don't just get one copy, get a copy for Christmas, get a copy for New Year, get a copy for your family, get your copy for your neighbor, right? And make sure that we support Dr. Anton wholeheartedly. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to welcome on stage the former Speaker of Parliament Australia, Professor the Honourable Stephen Martin, for the opening address. Professor, please.
Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, friends, and of course our author, Dr. Anton. I genuinely am honoured to be here today at Dr. Anton's invitation for the launch of his seminal work, Will AI Dictate the Future? And to participate as moderator in the panel discussion. Anton and I have been associated for nearly 2 decades now. I was much younger then. He, of course, was much older then. But we've been associated in various educational, business and IT areas. As I noted in my introduction to his book, he's something of a restless soul, a pioneer in many respects, academically gifted, and someone always looking towards the future. And as he has so forcefully advocated, the future really is about AI. However, what is a distinguishing feature of his work is that he has examined this fascinating topic from several often competing angles. He has noted that there are some that would have you believe that AI and its corollaries could effectively spell the end of humankind. He has, in my view, rightly concluded that the fourth industrial revolution provides an incredible opportunity in so many fields of technology to be used for the better, for improving the lot of humankind. Anton has detailed the evolution of AI, its early application, and philosophically discusses man versus machine. He expands his examination of the theories and principles behind AI to propose how it can be applied in a very practical sense. There are, again, in my view, considerable economic and social benefits that can and do flow from the application of AI, as he rightly notes. Cybersecurity, healthcare, the law, and manufacturing are specific examples that Anton uses to illustrate his firm conclusion on the benefits of AI. His concern for its ethical use and practical mobility applications are also illustrative of his thoughtful and creative thinking. As I considered Anton's book, I could not help but reflect on my time as CEO of CEDA, Australia's premier economic think tank, and the report we produced some years ago now on the future of work. We touched on how technology, AI, and their application would change the very economic fabric of society, in that many jobs would become redundant. Anton has taken this examination to the next level and beyond. Anton is a technopreneur without peer. This book should be compulsory reading for anyone who is a futurist, governments, those who need to consider how to mesh AI and business, and academic institutions that are seeking to prepare its students for their place in the world created by the Fourth Industrial Revolution. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognise the contributing authors to this publication. Some, of course, are with us today. Some will be in the panel session shortly. Sean Huang, MP, Professor Andy Koronios, Vice-Chancellor Professor Liz Bacon, Dr. To Si Kiat, Assistant Professor Alan McGargle, and Professor Venki Shekhar Raraman. Each has added considerable insight into the overall theme based on their collective expertise. I very much congratulate Anton for his exceptional contribution to understanding and proposing ways forward for the future. And I look forward to expanding upon some of these issues when we get into the panel session. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm delighted to join you today at this event to launch Dr. Anton Ravindran's book, Will AI Dictate the Future? Looking through the book, I think you'll find many parallels between its contents and Singapore's approach to AI, or artificial intelligence. AI has huge potential to fundamentally change industries, drive economic growth, and transform all areas of life. As the book illustrates, while initial momentum in AI started in the 1950s, its transformative potential is only starting to be felt. The impact of AI has been pervasive. It's reshaped sectors as diverse as government, healthcare, law, manufacturing. Over the next decade and more, we can expect to see AI being used to enable applications from individual use cases, such as consumer experiences, to global use cases, such as space exploration and addressing climate change. Singapore recognizes AI's potential, and we launched our national AI strategy in 2019. This focuses our attention and resources at the national level to develop and deploy AI in key sectors to deliver strong social and economic impact. We first identified 5 national AI programs in healthcare, logistics, education, smart estates, and border security. And in 2021, we launched 2 more national AI programs in finance and government. These programs have achieved good progress in delivering real-life benefits to people. For instance, one project from our AI program in healthcare is Selena Plus, an AI system that analyzes eye scans to detect diabetic retinopathy. It produces results in seconds with accuracy levels of 90%, and the system has been deployed today in 20 clinics, improving healthcare access and outcomes for Singaporeans. Building on this momentum, we will continue to proactively explore and pursue opportunities in new sectors where AI can significantly improve our lives and livelihoods. We look forward to active participation from the community, especially in the development and, most importantly, deployment of AI solutions. As AI is becoming more pervasive, the big question is whether AI will dictate the future, as Dr. Ravindran asks in the title of his book. It's a rapidly evolving technology with significant benefits, but significant risks. For example, if the data sets on which AI is trained is not representative, you may have unintended biases, and this can cause real harm. This is why AI governance is important. As mentioned in the book, ethics and governance of the responsible practice of AI is key to prevent the misuse and abuse of technology, so that the technology can be directed towards improving outcomes. In Singapore, we've taken a balanced approach towards the governance of artificial intelligence. Right now, we think it's more important to support understanding of AI risks and good governance practices than to impose strict regulations that might stifle innovation and not allow us to understand the benefits. But we're watching this closely. To this end, we've released the second iteration of our Model AI Governance Framework. It serves as a reference document for businesses to deploy AI at scale. We're also publishing sector-specific AI governance guidelines to address the unique challenges in each sector and guide them in the responsible use of AI. Beyond sectoral guidelines, we're also investing in technical tools to help businesses and their stakeholders ensure that their AI systems are fair and ethical. For instance, we're developing an AI governance testing framework to help users develop a better understanding of the AI systems they interact with. We hope that all this will build confidence in our stakeholders in the use of AI and accelerate the use of technology to transform our society for the better. In the book, Dr. Ravindran also makes the point that the potential downside with the proliferation of AI will be most felt by individuals who are less inclined to embrace technology and by workers who are not AI-enabled. The concern, will I be replaced by AI, is not an unfounded one. In Singapore, we're preparing our people to interact effectively with AI. To support general digital and AI literacy, the Ministry of Education has launched the National Digital Literacy Program in 2020 to help our students acquire various digital skills throughout their education journey. In addition, AISG offers a range of free and paid courses on basic programming for AI and data applications through its AI for Industry program, targeted at working professionals. Dr. Ravindran's book has raised many issues for all stakeholders to think about as we are on the cusp of entering a new way of life enabled by AI. Given that AI technology is constantly evolving, Singapore will also have to keep pace and refine its strategies. We have much to learn from each other and from the rest of the world. I hope that this book will inspire and challenge readers and inform how we look at the unique opportunities and challenges that AI can bring us. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please put your hands together to welcome the author of Will AI Dictate the Future, Dr. Anton Ravindran.
Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, friends, and family. Firstly, many thanks for taking time to be here today. Also, thanks to all who are attending virtually. I have, prior to the lifting of the COVID-19 restrictions, hence the limited space for physical attendance. But in today's world, that everything is hybrid, and probably soon we'll be on metaverse. Nevertheless, let me thank SM Dr. Janil for his message and pertinent points relating to AI. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here with us today due to an important G2G meeting overseas. Also, many thanks to dear friend, Professor Stephen Martin, for taking time to be here today and for your kind words, as always. To say writing a book requires some sacrifices is a cliche, particularly when written in less than 10 months, which made it doubly taxing. But I'm happy that it all turned out well, and the publisher Marshall Cavendish has even received requests to translate into several other languages, and they're here today. I'm also happy that this effort is for a good cause. The motivation to write on AI was formed because it is all around us today, and there is raging debate and discourse about it. But also, COVID boredom and being grounded also added to this as well. There are many technical books on AI. However, the objective of this book for business leaders and the general public, as many still find AI somewhat intimidating due to a lack of understanding. This book aims to create awareness of AI and its impact on business and society. It hopes to be more palatable for business executives and the public. The credit goes to all those who made this possible, especially to my colleagues at work, past and present, peers in the industry who encouraged me to write this book. I must also thank my wife, Mala, else would not be following the common practice in conventional book launch speeches. On the book, it broadly covers AI's impact in key industries. The book also has 5 guest chapters from 6 leading professionals and academics whom I have had the opportunity and pleasure in associating with them for many years. To that end, I'm grateful to Professor Andy, who should be joining us via video link shortly, Professor Liz as well, and Professor Wenke, Dr. To, but last not the least, MP Sean. Also thanks to Vincent Wong for co-authoring a chapter on AI and mobility. Let me say a few words about AI, though SMS has already spoken comprehensively. As we all know, the AI that is all around us today is known as ANI, or artificial narrow intelligence. It is safe to say that this is the only type of AI that we have achieved so far. Autonomous vehicles, facial recognition, speech recognition, drones, robots, personal assistants form part of it, among a slew of others. Yet, AI is considered weak or narrow because it operates in controlled environments and is unable to replicate human intelligence, although it is able to simulate human behavior and even perform better than us, better than humans. One of the advanced areas of AI today is deep learning, where the computer is able to teach itself. Google's DeepMind teaches itself to play Go and chess games, as we know, and has beaten human champions, as we all know again. This book focuses on ANI, artificial narrow intelligence, and the panel session will address it. I may add that, as we all know, particularly my colleagues from computing industry, the shelf life of technology is only about 18 months. So I better say a few words. What the future holds for AI, or the next generation of AI known as AGI. I seek your indulgence and patience for another 2 minutes. AGI is a term used for AI that can learn any intellectual task that a human being can. We have seen plenty of success recently in solving a huge range of problems on ANI, but these models have limited and specific abilities only. In short, ANI, that's what exists today, is trained for one task, is of little use for another. Just about a week ago, DeepMind released what it calls a generalist AI called Gato. Unlike ANI, what we have today around us, Gato can play Atari games, write poetry, speak to others, among 600 other activities, among 600 other tasks, unlike ANI. There is ongoing debate about what is AGI, how we will know if and when AGI has been reached, has arrived. Is Gato the AGI, the first generation? That debate is still ongoing. Various tests have been proposed that would grant an AI the status of AGI, although there is no universally accepted definition yet. Alan Turing famously suggested that an AI should have to pass as human in a text conversation, while Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple, said that he will consider AGI to be real if it can enter this room and figure out how to make a cup of coffee for all of us. So what is needed to achieve AGI? Will we see AGI in our lifetime? Creating AGI is, I think, the most interesting, profound, and challenging technical endeavor in human history. According to Dr. Nando, a leading researcher from Google's DeepMind, humanity is apparently on the verge of developing AGI within our lifetime, and an AI that can learn with some semblance of awareness. Some argue that it is unlikely that we can create AGI from binary systems on which we have been depending for all of our computing since the advent of computing. However, good news is there is progress on this front as well. With the ongoing advances in quantum computing, neuromorphic computing, and transformers, among others, the AI community is optimistic in making progress beyond today's ANI. So, it is not an issue whether we will ever see AGI, but more of when. This means the businesses, governments, and societies have to begin to rethink coexistence with machines that are intelligent like us. From an ethical point of view, do we want to develop a machine that has the intelligence of us, of humans? Some argue that today's ANI, which has helped humanity immensely, is also already distorting our reality in society with the spread of misinformation, false information, deep fake information on a scale that is unprecedented in human history and may damage the social fabric. I must add that AI is neither benevolent nor malevolent, but it may not be too far away from self-learning. AI as of now doesn't have creativity, doesn't have emotions, it is not malice, hence machine humility and machine morality are in the hands of those who develop AI machines. One pressing need is to ensure AI doesn't overpower mankind, but humanity instead becomes empowered. This requires foresight and commitment to developing far-sighted ethical frameworks and regulations to have responsible AI. It is in our hands, at least for now. On that note, sincere thanks to everyone for taking time to be part of this session. Thank you very much.